Pilot Oscar Mayer pregame show. Thanks for listening. We invite you to join us again tomorrow, 15 minutes prior to first pitch. The Pilot Oscar...
Sean Henry to bat first for Chattanooga. The right-hander's hitting .298, 9 home runs and 57 RBIs, and out on the mound making his Smokies debut and dealing the strike is a guy that just got here yesterday. He replaced James Russell in the starting rotation, Marco Carrillo, and here's Carrillo's 0-1 and fouled down, strike 2. Great season for Carrillo in the Florida State League for Daytona as we play scoreless in the bottom of the first. He was 7-6 with an ERA of 2.88, so he earned the promotion. That was in 17 starts and 23 appearances. High foul, first base side, and Reynolds will give it a look, but it's out of play. Some more about Carrillo. He's 5'11", 210 pounds. He's a right-hander that's only 21 years old from Mexico. Here's the 0-2, and he missed low. Last year, 7-6 with a 4.07 ERA for Peoria. He was a free agent signed in 2005. Here's the 1-2 on the way from Carrillo to Henry, and he missed outside. Carrillo, 115 and 2/3 innings already this year. 82 hits and 37 runs allowed, 33 walks and 71 strikeouts. Here's his 2-2 now. And a breaking ball is rolled out in the left field. A leadoff hit for Chattanooga's Henry. So the Lookouts lead off with a single. Here's Drew Stubbs. Stubbs a .316 average with 6 driven in. Infield will set up for a double play. Jake Fox in left. He's in the shadow of that enormous left field scoreboard. Tyler Colvin's in center. He's got a little bit of shadow now himself. As the pitch to Stubbs is fouled back, strike 1. Doug Deeds is in right field. Josh Lansford at third, a step on the grass. Matt Camp at shortstop. Matt Matuli is at second base. Kyle Reynolds at first. Blake Lally catching. Scoreless bottom of the first. Righty against righty. Here's Carrillo. He's ready to long look, and now he steps off the runner and holds the ball over his head. And Henry goes back to the bag. Here's the 0-1 from Carrillo. It's up and in for a ball. Carrillo last worked on July 31st. Pitched against Vero Beach. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs. Only had 1 outing this year where he gave up 5 runs and no more in any outing. Very consistent. Here's the 1-1 from Carrillo. Instead, he throws the first, and back to the bag slides the runner. 3:30 to the yellow foul pole here at AT&T Field. 3 billboards from the foul pole is the Smokies bullpen, which is actually out behind the outfield wall. Here's the 1-1. There's a sinking line drive. It's going to be a base hit in the left field, scooped up by Jake Fox, and he'll fire it back in, but already 2 on with nobody out for Danny Dorn. Scoreless game, but Chattanooga threatening. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Or excuse me, ball 1. Must have just missed. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners at first and second base. Carrillo checks the man at second a couple of times and deals outside. It's 2-0. The wall almost makes a triangle in left center field. It goes into a point in the alleyway. It gets deep out there. As that pitch is hammered high and deep towards right center field. Deeds is back, still going back, but that's over the wall. It's a home run. A 3-run shot for Dorn. And Carrillo here in the top of the first in his Southern League debut is already tattered. He's given up 3 runs, and he has not recorded an out yet. He'll draw a visit from catcher Blake Lally. Not the kind of start that the young man wanted to have in the Southern League. 16th home run for Dorn. RBI 6, 46, 7, and 8. Here's Tony's Gutierrez. Look out to head 3-zip. And another fly ball to center field. This one, though, chases Colvin to the warning track, or just short of it. He makes the catch, and finally there's one retired. 1 down. Carrillo only allowed 9 home runs in 115 2/3 innings in the Florida State League. You're wondering now, was he one of those guys that gave up a lot of bombs? No. The one here in the first inning after a couple of singles, and Chris Valleca at the bat. 297 average, 8 home runs and 39 driven in. 400 to straightaway center field as the pitch is a swinging strike, and it's 0-1. 365 into the alleyway and right center field, and then 325 straight down the right field line. The wall's 16 feet tall. It goes around that height until center field, where it goes up to 20 feet, and it's that black batter's eye. Some places it's green, but here, as the pitch is rolled foul, strike 2, it's a black batter's eye in center. And the batter's eye is, maybe 40 feet, and then on the other side of it, it dips back down to 16 feet. Jumps back up to 20 for one big billboard, and then behind that in right center, as the pitch is lifted high in the right field for Deeds, heading towards the line. Will he have room? Yes. Out number 2. 3 in, 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and here's Justin Turner, who's batting .264 with 6 home runs and 34 driven in. But then in right center field, where that home run went, there's a cutout in the wall where it goes all the way down to 8 feet. And behind it, the reason they did it that way, because it goes back up again, the reason they did it that way is that when on a home run, just like the one that was hit a second ago, there's a big train, the Chattanooga choo-choo train, comes bellowing on its a little track, comes out, shoots out some smoke, and then goes back behind the wall. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and a strike, and it's 1-1. And then on the other side of that wall, where it goes back up again, out in right field, from right center all the way to the foul line and past, is a pavilion that's on top of the 16-foot wall. Here's a high fly to center field. Colvin back. He's under it. Now swirling around in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch, and the side's retired. Danny Dorn's 3-run homer has Chattanooga ahead. We head to the second inning. It's the Lookouts 3, the Smokies nothing.
When was the last time your communications provider hit a grand slam?
great start for Tennessee. They trail at 3-0 here in the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for the visiting Smokies. And for Chattanooga, Danny Dorn with a long 3-run homer as Chattanooga on top. Jake Fox, Tyler Colvin, and Kyle Reynolds to bat for the Smokies here in their half of the second inning. Mick Gillespie from AT&T Field in Chattanooga. Darren Hedrick back at our Sports Animal Studios in Knoxville, Tennessee. Here's Jake Fox. Fox yesterday was 0 for 4, snapped his 9-game hit streak. He had a couple of strikeouts. He's hit safely in 9 of 10 games, 13 for 38. And here's the lefty Woods offering to Fox, and he takes ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Umpires lineup brought to you by the Holiday Inn Select Cedar Bluff, West Knoxville's only full-service hotel and proud host of the 2008 Southern League umpires. A strike call, and it's 1-1. Matt Abbott calling the balls and strikes. Chris Ward at first, Carl Best at third. There's a high drive, left field, way back, going, gone. It's out of here. The line shot leaves the yard. Fox is team leading 17th of the season, and the Smokies are on the board. Here in the top of the second inning, it's Chattanooga 3, Tennessee 1. Well, he left one over there for Fox, and he lines it out. And so for Tennessee, he hit the long ball, and there's Tyler Colvin. And Colvin watches that pitch miss inside. So Fox now with 17 home runs and 57 RBIs. Here's the 1-0. And a little check swing, fouled back. And tried to hold up on that one. On the check swing, and it's 2-1. And Colvin sends a high fly down the left field line, looking for room is Dorn, and he'll run out of space. Just not enough room to left field, and it's 2-2. There's not a lot of foul territory here. One of the best ballparks in the league as far as watching the game, because there's not much foul territory. The stands right on top of the action. Maybe 20 feet from the seats behind home plate as Colvin fouls that pitch into the parking lot. And it's 2-2 and home plate. And then when you go down the lines, that 20 feet or so turns into maybe 3 feet, about 35 feet from the foul line either side. 3 balls and 2 strikes as the pitch missed. And the 3-2 lefty to lefty. And he sends another high fly over towards the tarp. Drew Anderson over to try to make a play on it, but it's into the beer garden here, which sits just over top of the wall. The guy tried to make a catch of the ball. There's another one pulled foul. Colvin spraying the ball around the yard right now. Three balls and 2 strikes in the pitch again. And Colvin takes inside ball 4. That was a great at bat there for Tyler. Fouled off a bunch of pitches. Finally got one to his liking. Fouled it off again, and then it missed outside, and he'll take the walk. Here's Kyle Reynolds, who's hitting .240, 8 home runs, 35 driven in. Smokies down early, 3-1. Danny Dorn crushed a 3-run homer. Jake Fox lined one out of the park. And the pitch to Reynolds is low and outside, ball 1. Stands, they go down the first base line. They jet out right on top of that foul line. Here's the 1-0. And Reynolds sends a liner. That one's in the gap, right center field, and it's down for extra bases. Stubbs turns around, picks it up on the warning track. They're going to wave the runner around. Here's the play at the plate. Coming in to score is Colvin. Stopping at second base is Kyle Reynolds. Colvin really showed his speed on that base hit. He hit third base, and Buddy Bailey gave him the go side. And Tyler, who is a first-round draft pick, one of the reasons why the Cubs loved him so much is those wheels, and the speedster from North Augusta, South Carolina, comes on the RBI double from Reynolds. And Tennessee is down a run now with the tying runner at second base for Blake Lally. Here's Lally hitting .305, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. First pitch, ball 1. Hokies down a run, 3-2. Lights are on here at AT&T Field. Umpires call for the lights as Lally fouls the pitch back, 1-1. Brought to you by Sheridan Incorporated, electric and plumbing contractors. Let Sheridan Incorporated brighten your world, specializing in sports field and parking lot lighting. And the 1-1 now. And Lally fouls it away. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Runner at second base. Sun still shining on the pitcher's mound and part of center and right field as Lally fights that pitch away. The entire infield, except for home plate, in the sun. A lot like Smokies Park, at first base sometimes you got to be real careful on throws because it's tough to see. Here's Wood, long look at second in the 1-2. This is outside, and the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Buddy Bailey coaching over at third base, way out of the coach's block. And standing on the warning track material, which is brick chip here at AT&T Field. The 2-2 is off the plate. And the count now full at 3-2. One of the newer ballparks, built the same year that Smokies Park was built, 2000. Nobody out still. Here's the 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. This is a very good start to the second inning for Tennessee. Fox hit a line drive home run. Colvin walked. Reynolds doubled him in, and now a walk to Lally brings up Josh Lansford. So Lansford at the plate. He'll hit from the right side. Wanting to try to get that batting average going in the right direction again. He's only hitting .219. No home runs and 8 RBIs. 0 for his last 10 at the dish. And he rips one foul third base side. Strike 1. He hit it hard. He turned on it. But too far out in front. This ballpark built right in downtown Chattanooga. And you walk out the press box door and you look, there's a big city behind there as the 0-1's on the way, and it's a high drive. That one, is in the shallow to medium depth right field. Henry's got it, tagging and heading to third is Reynolds. Here's the throw. It's going to be close. He slides. He's safe. Whoa, what a great throw by the right fielder, Henry. Reynolds tagged and was nearly out. When he slides in safe, and now Tennessee will have Carrillo, the pitcher, up, and with a chance to drive the game's tying run in. And for Carrillo, this is his first at bat. So Lansford flies out to right. And Reynolds moves over to third. Lally stays put at first base. Carrillo squares the bunt and bunts at third base side and foul. Strike one. Well, the infield's back. If Carrillo, and we don't know what kind of bat control he has, but if he had any kind of bat and he could touch it and put it into play, Tennessee could tie the game up. Here's another bunt foul into the screen, strike two. So it's 0-2 now. And he bunts it right back to the pitcher. Nobody covering second. That's where the Wood wanted to throw the ball. And now there's runners at second and third, but 2 outs. Credit Carrillo with a sacrifice bunt. 1-4 on the sack. Lally to second base. It's up to Matt Camp to try to tie the game or better for Tennessee, who trails 3-2. Long look for Wood, and the pitch on the way is a high fly in the left field. Back there's Dorn. He'll give way to Stubbs, in the center fielder gloves it, and the Smokies inning is over. So for Tennessee, they get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors committed. They strand 2 on base. We've played an inning and a half. Lookouts 3, Smokies 2.
First word for the spelling bee is credit union.
Could you use that in a sentence?
Yes, I joined Y12 Federal Credit Union because they had the lowest rates on loans anytime.
I'm Sam Full.
There's Craig Tatum, the bat for Chattanooga. They lead Tennessee 3-2 here in the second inning. Danny Dorn swatted a 3-run homer in the top of the first. Tennessee rallied back with 2 in the top of the second inning. Jake Fox homered and Kyle Reynolds doubled in a man. And here's Dorn swinging and fouling it back, strike one. Dorn hitting .249, 7 home runs, 53 driven in. Marco Carrillo making his Southern League debut. Let's take a look at the Reams Drug injury report. Reams Drug located at 250 Middle Creek Road next to the doghouse. Now today, the Cleveland Indians placed pitcher Matt Ginter on the 15-day DL. Former Smoky Tom Mastney was recalled from Buffalo. Here's a bouncing ball, deep shortstop. Camp's got it, throws to first, and Reynolds lost it in the sun. It hit his glove. He ducked down when he lost the ball, and it hit his glove, but bounced away. I said before we were talking about the sun being a factor, and Reynolds, as he lost it, I guess just out of reaction, he just flinched, and that flinch deflected the ball away, and I don't know how they've charged an error on Camp at shortstop, but it should be on the first base. Perfect throw. You got to almost shade your eyes with one hand and catch it with the other. Very costly error. Now there's a runner at second base. 3-2 game here in the sixth for Drew Anderson, who's hitting .234, 5 home runs, and 22 driven in. And the pitch to him. There's a line drive, first base side, but foul. Strike one. Look out to ahead with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Today the Rockies activated Jeff Francis from the 15-day disabled list. Optioned Steve Register and assigned Valrino de los Santos to Colorado Springs. Claimed Livan Hernandez off waivers from Minnesota. As the pitch is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Florida activated catcher Matt Trainer. As Carrillo's pitch is low, and it's 2-1. Former Birmingham Baron Gino Gonzalez will be in the big leagues today for the Oakland A's. They purchased his contract from Sacramento. Here's a high pop-up. Third base side, Lansford looking for room on the warning track, and he reaches into the dugout, and he makes the catch as he flips inside. What a play by the third baseman. He came running over. He was looking up in the sky with his glove, and then they have that protective railing and screen in front of the dugout. And he caught the ball, and his body nearly flipped inside the dugout. Now Anderson's out, and here's Travis Wood, the pitcher, who's 0 for 8 this year. Take the highlighter and stab that one. What a great play. And the first pitch to Wood is ball 1. Carrillo out on the hill. Smoky's trailing it 3-2 here in the bottom of the second inning. Long look at second, and then 1-0 pitch. High fly, shallow right field. Deeds camping under it, making the catch. The runner will stay right where he is. And Wood flies out, and there's 2 down, and a man at second base for Sean Henry, who singles in 1 at bat. Today, Texas placed pitcher C.J. Wilson on the 15-day disabled list. And that's a complete look at your Reams drug injury report. 3-2, Smokies trail it here in the bottom of the second inning. Carrillo, long look now, delivers. And a breaking pitch strike. One that didn't show up on there is that the Yankees had to put Jabba Chamberlain on the 15-day DL. We'll talk more about that as the night progresses. Here's the 0-1 on the way. And a breaking ball low. So 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. Mike Goff, the skipper of the Chattanooga Lookouts, coaching at third base. Hitting coach Jamie DeSmuke is at first. Pitching coach is Chris Bosio. Jimmy Maddox, the trainer, as a pitch misses upstairs. And the strength coach is Andrew Waters. 2-1 to count. Big out here for Carrillo. He trails by a run, but he'd love to get the out and leave it that way. Lookout's trying to make something happen with 2 retired. And the 2-1. There's a ground ball past the diving Lansford at third, and here comes the runner around the score. Into the corner to chase the ball is Fox. Henry waited on that slow breaking pitch, and he whipped it down the line, and Chattanooga leads it now 4-2. So the error by Reynolds, which was charged to Camp, comes back to haunt Tennessee in an unearned run way. So to the plate now, Drew Stubbs. And a first pitch strike. Here's Carrillo's 0-1 and low for a ball. The Cats have scored runs in the first and now second inning on Carrillo, although his defense let him down. The sun starting to fade off to the west. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch inside for a ball. Tennessee skippered by Buddy Bailey. He's the manager of the Smokies, a 19-year minor league veteran. Spent a year in the big leagues as a bench coach for the Red Sox. Pitching coach is Dennis Llewellyn, former big leaguer with the Dodgers, amongst other teams. Pitch foul away, and it's 2-2. Hitting coach is Barbaro Garbe. Trainers Nick Frangella. Strength guy is Chris Linder. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And the pitch. Line drive, rocket out in the center field, base hit. Here comes the runner around third, and I don't know where Colvin just threw the ball to. He missed everybody, and that'll allow the runner to go to second base. He threw it halfway between third and home. I think he was trying to get it to the plate. It's 5-2 lookouts. Very inaccurate throw. You want to throw it, and I think the object is to throw the ball where your cutoff men can catch it. And the runner thinks you're throwing it home, but if they don't have a play at the plate, or they feel like they have a sure out at second base, you can cut it off and get the guy between first and second, because if you're running the bases and it's a throw to the plate, you want to try to run the second base. So I don't know if that's what he was trying to do or he was just trying to throw it home, but the throw was way offline. Dennis Llewellyn out to talk to Carrillo, who's getting shelled here his first day in Double-A. He's given up 5 runs, although only 3 of them earned in an inning and 2/3. He hadn't given up 5 runs or more and just 1 game this year in the Florida State League. Another base hit, and we've done it here today. Andy Dorn hit a 3-run homer his only trip to the plate. And the pitch to Dorn. Low ball 1. Five to 2 lookouts. Smoky scored 2 in the top of the second. Chattanooga, after an error, kept the inning alive. I've scored 2 here in the bottom of the second. Dorn rocking the bat back and forth across the plate from the left side against the righty, and the 1-0 pitch. A strike called at the knees. 1-1. Stubs off of second base. And the 1-1's ripped towards right field, and that one will be foul. A torpedo. A 1-2. Ball really flying out of here today. Smokies last year played here twice, and both times won 4 out of 5 meetings in the series. Played once here this year already, won 4 out of 5. And the 1-2 now from Carrillo. There's another high fly ball, deep right field. Deeds gives up on it, way back and gone. To the top of the bleacher seats, on top of the 16-foot wall in right field. He hit it onto it. And Carrillo's getting shelled here in the second. Doran's second home run in as many at bats. He's got 17 now. And it's 7-2 in favor of Chattanooga. There's Tony's Gutierrez. And Carrillo delivers. And the pitch is a strike, 0-1. There's only 3 people sitting in that bleacher section. Gutierrez swings and misses, strike 2, and they're on the second row of seats. It's just one big section of green bleachers, and it's not actually a bleacher seat itself. But when they put the seats out there, you know, it's the section normally known as bleacher. It's actually green chair backs atop that 16-foot wall in right field, right next to the pavilion. Here's the 1-2. And the pitch misses, 2-2. The ball hit maybe 2 rows from the top, or it would have been out of the entire stadium. At least 410 feet on the home run. And then bounced back to Doug Deeds. Here's the 2-2. And a little pop fly. Foul territory. Lansford, third base side. And again, he makes a nice running catch as he slams into the retaining fence in front of Chattanooga's dugout, right in front of the tarp. So Lansford made 2 fine defensive plays here in the second inning, but Chattanooga erupts for 4 more. All the runs unearned. They do it on 3 hits and leave none on base. 7-2 Lookouts. Be back with the third after this.
You've heard of the economy car, right? City Sports Animal.
Yes, Raccoon Mountain, and we should not have any more trouble with it today, but a ball that was a routine out to shortstop, the throw to first base, was lost in that sun by Kyle Reynolds. It hit off of his glove and kept the inning going in the second, and 4 runs would score for Chattanooga. Here's Matt Matulia to the plate, and Wood deals, and the pitch is high, ball 1. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Lookouts. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 Smokies miscue. Here's the 1-0. And a strike is 1-1. Long look for Wood. Matulia grounded to third his last trip up. Takes a strike. And it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Southern League scoreboard, Mobile and Carolina tied at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Huntsville's at West 10 tonight. Jacksonville at Mississippi as the ball is bounced in the hole between third and short and out in the left field. Matulia has a single. Jacksonville at Mississippi and Birmingham hosting Montgomery. All those games just about ready to go. Darren Hedrick will have your Chicago Cubs update. It'll be a good update today as the Cubs scored 8 times in the third, and they beat Houston 11-4. They'll have highlights from that one. Big win for the Cubs. Milwaukee beat Cincinnati 6-3. It was Pittsburgh 2, Arizona 0. In the National League, as Deed swings and misses strike one. Smokies down 5 at 7-2 here in the third. San Francisco beat Atlanta 3-2. In progress, 2 games in the NL, including Philadelphia with a 4-zip lead over Florida, and San Diego over the Mets in the fourth 2-1. Pitch fouled back, and it's 0-2. Later tonight, the Dodgers host St. Louis, Washington at Colorado. AL Finals, as Deeds rocks the bat back and forth. Runner leads off of first, infield looking for 2, and Deeds fouls it into the screen. They include Minnesota knocking off Seattle 7-3. Blackburn was the winner. He's 9-6. Washburn the loss 5-11. His new record. Angels stopped Baltimore 9-4. Markakis with his 16th home run, not enough. Vlad Guerrero hit number 20. Santana now 13-5 for the Halos. Olsen drops to 8-6 for the Birds. Here's the 0-2, and it's on the corner below, and it's 1-2 now. Tampa Bay 10, Cleveland 7. Percival in relief the win. He's 2-0. 6-run bottom of the 9th inning for Tampa Bay. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Deeds fouls it off again. Bunch of games just underway. One game in the 5th inning. Toronto leads Oakland 3-0. Barajas with his 9th home run for the Blue Jays. First inning, Yankees in Texas, Boston and Kansas City, Detroit and the White Sox all scoreless. Here's the 1-2. And Deeds takes outside, 2-2. Tennessee's down 7-2 right now. But this just has the feel of one of those games that a lot of runs could be scored. Here's the 2-2. Deeds takes inside from Wood, 3-2. Deeds ready, and here's the 3-2 now. There's a line shot base hit, right center field. Matulia stops at second base. Had to wait to see that Turner wasn't able to jump up and catch it at second. Back-to-back singles, and the Smokies are in business for Jake Fox. So Fox hit a solo home run, his 17th of the season as a Smoky. That came in the second. Danny Dorn's gone yard twice. How about Jake Fox twice? Fox rocks the bat back and forth across the plate. Wood delivers, and Fox takes a strike. The infield would love a double play. Fox, when he wants to, he's got power to all fields. Although Anderson at third base playing the line, and Fox swings through the fastball, and it's 0-2. So the lefty's ahead, 0-2. Here's Fox waiting, and the 0-2 is inside. Wood again checks the 2-on, nobody out, and the 1-2. Low. Wood having a tough time. Same thing with Carrillo for Tennessee. Nobody wants to throw strikes. They don't want to challenge anybody. Very tentative pitching tonight. A lot of deep counts. Here's the 2-2. Fox rolls it into the hole, left field base hit. Bailey will hold the runner at third base, Matulia. Being very conservative over at third base with the team down by 5. Didn't want to take the chance of having somebody thrown out at home. So back-to-back singles, and here's Tyler Colvin, who walked his last trip up but hit the ball hard. Smoking down 7-2. We're in the third, bases loaded. Colvin's got a grand slam to his credit this year. Lefty to lefty, and the pitch is a strike. Take a look at the Chicago Cubs minor league report, brought to you by your friends at InsideTheIvy.com, including chief contributor Scoop Holly. It's your one stop for all the happenings as far as the Cubs minor leaguers go. Colvin swings and misses, strike two. Iowa, the entire system lost yesterday, so that means everybody got a loss. Iowa was defeated by a count of 11-8 by the Sacramento Bees, or the Salt Lake City Bees. Here's the 0-2 outside. They're still in first place in the Pacific Coast League Northern Division, 4 games ahead of the rest of the pack. Huff Power homered yesterday and a 2-for-5 afternoon. Here's the 1-2, and Colvin takes low, and it's 2-2. Palm Beach scored 6 times in the fourth. They cut down Daytona. And the lead in first for the Florida State League East Division, first place Cubs, is 1.5. Colvin strikes out. Colvin retired, bases loaded, 1 down, and here's Kyle Reynolds, who doubled his last time to the plate. Smokies down 7-2, bases loaded. Daytona 25-16 in the second half. Watch Palm Beach score 6 times in the 4th inning, en route to a 7-3 win. Peoria put up a pair of runs in the first, but Burlington played it the game's next 7. They beat the Chiefs in the Midwest League 7-4. Reynolds takes ball 1. 23-21 for the Chiefs of the Midwest League, Western Division. They're 3.5 games back, tied for 4th. Nate Sampson extended his hitting streak to 13 games. He was 2 for 4. Reynolds takes high, ball 2. Boise out-hit Yakima, but lost 10-7. They're in the Northwest League East Division, second place, 5 games back, despite the fact that they've got a 30-18 record. Here's the 2-0. Oh, he threw it away. Here comes a run from third. Matulio scores, and everybody advances the base. It's ball 3, and now there's runners at second and third, and forget about the double play. We've seen a lot of that lately, but it's nice when it's on the other team. Well, the wild pitch advances the runners. It's now 7-3, and a base hit would score maybe 2. And the 3-0. Reynolds takes high. They're loaded again. Bases loaded. 7-3 score. Chattanooga still ahead in the 3rd inning. Under the plate now, Blake Lally. He's got a grand slam this year. And Wood delivers in a weak swing and a missed strike 1. Here's the lefty's 0-1. Lally fouls it back, strike 2. Woods pitched against Tennessee once this year. He went 3 1/3 innings and gave up 5 hits and 6 total runs with 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. The Smokies need to score some more as they trail. Lally reaches at the 0-2 pitch and fouls it back. Infield looking for a double play. The lefty delivers. Here's the 0-2, and with the base hit back up into center field. Here comes one to the plate. Fox getting the wave. The throw from Stubbs in center field is cut off. It's an RBI single, bringing home 2 for Blake Lally. RBIs 13 and 14, and Tennessee is right back in it again. They really jumped on the scene in the Reds organization in 06, when in Dayton he was 10-5 with a 3.66 ERA. Vazu's got the entire infield on the mound with him out there. Made 27 starts that year and struck out 133 batters in 140 innings of work. So 06 was his big year. He ranked 4th in the Red system with those 133 strikeouts, 10th in wins. Held opponents to a .215 batting average and was the Midwest League Pitcher of the Week in the week of May 21st. So here's Josh Lansford, and he takes ball 1. No action in either bullpen. 7-5 score. Lookout still leading the Smokies, although Tennessee has 2 on and only 1 out. Runners at first and second base take their lead. And the pitch, broken back spinner up the first base line and foul. It'll roll. A 1-1. Five runs, 6 hits, and 1 Smokies miscue. 7 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for Chattanooga. Lansford up there from the right side. Flew out to right field his last time up. And Wood steps off the mound. Chattanooga scored 3 in the first, 4 in the second. Tennessee 2 in the second and 3 in the third. Still batting. Here's the lefty's pitch. There's a high drive. That one's deep left field. Way back there. It's gone. He hit it out of the park. A 3-run shot. Josh Lansford's first in Double-A. And the Smokies have taken the lead. It's Tennessee 8. Chattanooga 7. What do you say? Lansford towards the old Johnny Bridge. On a line. And it's a 6-run third inning for Buddy Bailey's Smokies. And here's Marco Carrillo, who, no matter how many runs he's given up, his offense just seems to keep on coming back. And the 0-1 is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carrillo had a sacrifice bunt his only trip. Still only 1 out with 6 runs in. Here it comes. Bouncing ball, first base side, foul, 1-2. Smokies have not done so well against lefties this year, but have had Wood's number. 10 wins and 26 losses when facing southpaws, as Carrillo's called out on strikes, and there's the second out of the third, and Matt Campbell bat. He's the only guy that hasn't had a chance to hit yet. Eight-7 Tennessee, thanks to the 6-run top of the third. Wood delivers, and the pitch is inside for ball 1. Camp 0 for 2 today. He's grounded to short and flew out the left. Want to know the count. Matulia on deck. Would be next if Tennessee can keep the inning going. Drew Anderson, the third baseman, recognizing Camp's ability to bunt, even with the bag, and then stepping towards the grass on the pitch. That one's low, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Low ball 3. And it looks like the Lookouts bullpen, with Justin James, the right-hander, is beginning to warm. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And that's not even close, ball 4. So a horrendous inning for Chattanooga's Wood. And he is really scuffling. It's just been one of those games so far, as Tennessee leads at 8-7 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Josh Lansford's first Southern League home run. A line drive over the left field wall and towards the old Johnny Bridge that crosses the Tennessee River. Catcher Tatum walks out to the mound, and here comes Mike Goff. That's going to be it. There we go now with a new pitcher out on the hill for Chattanooga, who has watched their 5-run deficit their 5-run lead anyway, turn into a 1-run Smokies advantage. And the new pitcher will be a right-hander, and it'll be Justin James. Right-hander 6'3", 215. He's from Yukon, Oklahoma. And so far this year, he's 0-1 with a 7.20 ERA. This is only his 9th appearance. 10 innings of work. He's given up 11 hits and 8 earned runs with 8 walks and 8 strikeouts, and opposing batters hitting .268 against him. And here's the 10th batter that hit this inning, Matt Matuli. He started it off with a single. See if he can go 2 for 2 in the 3rd, and instead the runner dives back to the bag. Now, if you're Tennessee, you know that you're going to need to score as many runs as you can. You do lead 8-7, but you were once down by 5. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Matulia, who singled as a right-hander, is now at the plate as a lefty. Long look in for James. And the 1-0. Taken for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. James' last 8 games, his debut for the Chattanooga Lookouts. Last time out for him, he pitched an inning and 2/3 against West End and kept them scoreless as he delivers a strike, and it's 2-1. Last 3 times out, he hasn't given up a run. Only 1 hit. 2 appearances against Mississippi and the 1 against the Diamond Jacks. Totaled 3 2/3 innings with 1 hit, no runs. No walks and a couple of strikeouts. Here's the 2-1 now. There's a base hit. Pulled it past Camp, who had to stop to let the ball go by. And Matt Matulia has 2 singles here in the 3rd inning. 1 is a lefty and 1 is a righty. And the inning continues. And here's Doug Deeds. Over the Smokies now. They'll have their 11th batter hit with 2 gone. They lead at 8-7. And Deeds had a single against Wood. And the right-hander delivers, and Deeds takes a strike, 0-1. Now it's turned into a gorgeous evening. Once the sun went down, it was a great day anyhow. Maybe the humidity was high, but the twilight here in Chattanooga amongst the best in the league as far as just the natural scenery. Pitch fouled back, and it's 0-2. And it's just a great setting because you're sitting high atop the banks of the Tennessee River, and then you got the mountains all around you, and you can see them from up here in the radio booth as good as anywhere. You can actually see over on the north shore of Chattanooga. Great place to hang out. There go the runners. A double steal, throw to 3rd, and he's going to be safe. Ooh, very close play as Matulia swipes 3rd, and then Camp swipes 3rd, and Matulia swipes 2nd base. A double steal, but you never want to make the last out of an inning at 3rd base. At the same time, he was safe, and I guess if he wasn't going to look back there, Camp obliged to swipe his 18th bag this year. And I think that leads the Cubs organization. Here's the 1-2 to Deeds. High fly, right center field. Stubbs and Henry back there, and it'll be the center fielder under it. He'll make the one-handed catch, and the side's retired. Tennessee with the big inning, though. They take the lead. They score 6 times. We head to the bottom of the third. It's Tennessee 8, Chattanooga 7.
Bass Pro Shop.
Here's Chris Valleca up, and if you're a Smokies fan or if you're Buddy Bailey, you're hoping that Marco Carrillo can find himself as he misses on the strike one pitch to Valleca, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 8 runs, 8 hits, and an error for the Smokies. 7 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for Chattanooga. Valleca, Turner, and Tatum all scheduled to bat. And the 1-1 now is a ground ball, past third, past short, left field base hit. A leadoff single, and to the plate now Justin Turner, who's 1 for 1. Turner from the right side, infield will try to set up for a double play. Smokies out hitting the Lookouts 8-7, leading them by a run. Although Carrillo has been very ineffective so far today. He's given up 7 runs in 2 innings and somehow still has the lead for now. Here's the pitch outside, ball 1. Buddy Bailey hoping that somehow, some way, he can get some outs here and hold on to this lead and let the offense try to add to it. But Carrillo has been tattered, and his nerves may be getting the better of him as well. And Turner at the plate. Lally jogs out to talk to his right-hander, try to settle him in there. Carrillo ready, the 1-0. In the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. First year of organized baseball for the Cubs. Started out in the Dominican Rookie League. In 2005, he was 2-5 with a 2.81 ERA. There's a ground ball, right side base hit. Pass Matulia in the right field for Deeds to scoop up. Runners at first and second base. And there's 2 on with nobody out for Craig Tatum, who reached on an error by the shortstop and came in to score as part of that 4-run Chattanooga second. No action in Tennessee's bullpen. Carrillo took today's spot. It was originally going to be as Smilin Cardod. He'll pitch tomorrow. Everybody just moves back a day as Carrillo deals a swinging strike 1. So everybody just dropped back a day in the rotation. Grant Johnson will go the 3rd game. Veal the 4th game, and then Holloman the 5th game. Here's the 0-1. Missed upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just a wild start to this ball game. It's been a slugfest today. Nobody out, 2 on. The 1-1 is inside, ball 2. And it's 2-1. Home run leaders update brought to you by Orville Redenbacher Gourmet Popping Corn. Orville Redenbacher is the official popcorn supplier of the Tennessee Smokies, available at your local Food City. Here's the 2-1. And guess what? Ball 3. Michael Wilson of West End leads the league with 23 home runs. Matt Laporta, who was formerly of Huntsville, has 20. Gabriel Martinez with 18. Jake Fox with 17, along with Danny Dorn. Ground ball, third base. Got it over there is Lansford. Pops up and then fires it to first. Reynolds tried to scoop it up and dropped it, and they'll get the out at third, but Reynolds fell off balance trying to pick the ball out of the dirt. And there's no replay here, but it should have been a double play. Instead, they get the 1 out. Here's Drew Anderson. Lefty at the plate, runners at first and second base, 8-7 Smokies. Anderson ready on the pitch from Carrillo after popping out on a nice running catch by the third baseman Lansford, where he flipped into the dugout, taking ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a line shot, right field. Dietz has it on a hop, bobbles the ball, and everybody will move up 1 base. Turner to third, Tatum to second, Anderson at first, and here's the pitcher to the plate. Justin James. You wonder when Buddy Bailey's going to go to the bullpen and get Carrillo out of here. They're just teeing off on him right now. James has not squared the bunt yet. Infield looking for a double play, and the pitch on the way, he'll swing it. It's in there for a strike. 8-7. Smokies trail ahead right now. Chattanooga trailing with the bases loaded, 1 out. James first at bat in the Southern League, although you can tell by the way he's in there, he swung the bat before. Here's the 0-1. Swinging strike. Nothing in 2. Sean Henry on deck has 2 hits and 2 at-bats. Here's the 0-2 from Carrillo. And a nice job by Lally to smother that pitch, a breaking ball away in the dirt. 1-2. I think a little bouncer right at somebody. And the 1-2. Fights off the pitch. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he rolls it to first. Over there's Reynolds. He goes to second, wide of the bag. They can't get the play as Camp picks it up, having held his foot on the bag for the out there, but his throw back to first is wild, and Chattanooga takes the lead. Reynolds had it hit right to him at first base. He threw a horrible strike to Camp, who was trying to cover second. And Camp, instead of forcing that throw back to first, should have just ate it. Instead, he touched the bag, and off-balance throw back to Reynolds and threw it by him. It'll be another error on Tennessee, and 2 more Lookouts runs, who lead now 9-8. Pitch off the plate, ball one. I don't know why Reynolds just didn't touch first and throw home. I mean, they would have had to tag him, but he was close enough where it might have been an easier double play. Or just throw home for the force play there, and then maybe he thought he had to. Maybe with a good throw he would have had a double play, but that wasn't even close. 1 ball and 1 strike to Henry. Just a very poor played game, pitched and defense for Tennessee. Here's the 1-1. And Chattanooga as well. As that one's rolled foul, and it's 1-2. One of those times you come out to the park, and earlier this year had that game where it was Jeff Samardzija against Clayton Kershaw, and there were so many great plays of the Smoltz game. This is the exact opposite. Just poor baseball. Called strike 3, and Stubbs is out, and the inning finally ends. 2 more runs for Chattanooga. We head to the 4th. Lookouts 9, Smokies 8.
Image matters. Knoxville's authorized.
Will start things off for Tennessee. He'll be followed by Tyler Colvin and Kyle Reynolds. Chattanooga leads 9-8 here in the 4th. Tennessee has committed 2 errors, and Chattanooga has taken advantage with, 6 unearned runs. Mark Carrillo, his debut for the Smokies. He's been roughed up for a trip that is 2 hours. These guys look like they came from the Pacific Coast time zone, and that's why they're here. I think they've been on a plane all day or something. Both teams, not just Tennessee. I mean, it's just really a poor played game. 9-8 the score, though, and for Smokies fans, you hope that maybe Tennessee will come to life here. And I don't just mean the bats. The bats obviously are awake, but I mean the defense and the pitching. Here's Jake Fox. He's hit a home run, and he's singled, and the pitch is on the way to him. And James, who's in relief of the starter Wood, who went 2 2/3 innings, he gave up 8 earned runs with 4 walks and 2 strikeouts, taking ball 1. And the pitch to Fox. Low and away, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, the New York Yankees placed their stud, their Jabba Chamberlain, on the 15-day DL, and it could be a lot worse. That one's off the plate, 3 balls and no strikes. He'll be visiting Birmingham, Alabama, and Dr. James Andrew. He went through an MRI on his right shoulder, and they're going to take a look, and if there's damage, he might be gone for the year. As Fox takes a strike on the 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. There's a high drive to center field. Stubbs is back. He's on the warning track at the wall. He's done it again. Jake Fox will touch them all. He hit it just a touch past the batter's eye in deep right center field and out of here, and we're tied again at 9. Foxy's second home run tonight. He's 3 for 3. fall behind this big fella, and you better watch out. Fox, 19 home runs here in Tennessee, and he's got 25 when you count the 6 that he had while he was with Iowa in AAA. So here's Colvin, who's walked and struck out. 9 apiece in the 4th. That's ball 1. Chamberlain, remember in the beginning of the year, that's a strike, and it's 1-1, was in the bullpen. And the owner, the Yankees owner, Hank Steinbrenner, he's kind of the new mouthpiece for New York, came out and started saying, hey, you know, this guy needs to be a starter and all that stuff. That one's low, 2-1. So they moved him from a setup guy to the starting rotation, and obviously a bad choice. Here's the 2-1. And ball 3. 3-1 now. I'm not saying that's why. I mean, you know, if you're going to pitch and you get hurt, I mean, I don't know that there's any difference, but I just think that, you know, the guy's kind of doing something. Here's a high drive to center field. Tubbs is back. He's at the warning track. He looks up. It's off the top of the wall, and then Karam's by him. Here's Colvin heading for third. The throw from center. It's cut off. He's in the third, standing with a triple. It was maybe a foot away from being a home run. He hit it high off the batter's eye, that black portion of the center field wall. And then it kicked back. If it would have come forward more, it hit and kicked by him. Now, if it would have rolled closer towards second base, you know, would have run forward, Colvin might have tried for an inside the park home run. He looks like a deer running today. Those long legs and just kicking around the bases. Tennessee, Chattanooga tied at 9 here in the slugfest 4th inning. Kyle Reynolds has doubled and walked. He's had a tough game defensively, but offensively contributed. He'll try to get Tennessee to lead. The infield's back. They'll give up the run if he can touch it, as Gary Hughes would say. Here's the 0-1. Can't touch it that time. He swings through it. Strike 2. 0-2 the count. Smokies with 9 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. Lookouts with 9 runs on 9 hits and no errors. Here's the 0-2. And that one bounced up there, and Tatum did a good job of blocking the ball to keep it in front of him. Reynolds came in with a .296 batting average against the Lookouts with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs, and he's added to that with a 1-for-1 night. 9 apiece. Tennessee just doing it with good old-fashioned power tonight. Chattanooga taking advantage of bad Smokies defense. Here's a fly ball in the shallow left field on the run door, and it's going to fall in for a hit. Reynolds will stop with a long single. Coming in to score is Colvin, and the Smokies ahead again. It's 10-9 Tennessee. It was coming off that lefty's bat. It was kind of dropping and slicing at the same time. And it's right back into the lead for the Smokies. Reynolds with his second RBI tonight. Here's Blake Liley, nobody out, runner at first. And James ready. And the pitch. Ball 1. Just a little bit of daylight left. You're looking at the sky, kind of almost a royal blue sky, but when you look out past the left field wall, that big AT&T field written on the scoreboard, ground ball right field. Past the diving Turner. Stopping at second base is Reynolds, and Liley has a hit. And here's Josh Lansford, who hit a 3-run homers last time up. But you look over Signal Mountain, and towards Raccoon Mountain, and those two mountains are off to our left. There's just a sliver of reddish orange coming over the mountaintop. And that's just what's left of the sun right now. A beautiful evening. 87 degrees right now. Is the pitch on the way? Is a strike. 0-1. Score, score, score some more. 19 total runs in this one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Dorn in left, Stubbs in center, Henry in right, Anderson at third, Valleca at shortstop, Turner at second, Gutierrez at first, and Tatum catching. Buddy Bailey's arm's getting tired from waving guys around in this game. The home plate umpire calls time. Lansford back out of the box. Infield wants a double play here for Lansford, with the pitcher due up next. Oh, and a balk will move the runners to second and third. And here comes Mike Goff. He wants to walk out and find out what happened on that play. And the runners move to second and third. I didn't see what happened. So now for Lansford with 2 strikes. He just got a chance now to drive some men in, and here's Goff, who walks out and talks to the first base umpire about the ball, who's Chris Ward, and says, well, okay, what happened? Goff chews at him a little bit. Tatum out on the mound with James. 10 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors for the Smokies. 9 runs, 9 hits and no errors for the Lookouts. Tennessee's given up 6 unearned runs tonight. They have powered with 2 Jake Fox home runs and 1 Josh Lansford bomb, and a bunch of other hits. Enough offense for 3 days. There's a ground ball right at the shortstop, scooped up by Valleca. Scoring from third base is Reynolds. Lally to third, and there's your first out. We'll credit Lansford with an RBI ground out. And the balk has helped Tennessee take a 2-run lead. It's 11-9. Tennessee's largest advantage now. So now the infield will come in as Carrillo back for himself. 0-for-1 with a strikeout at a sacrifice. And he takes a called strike. 0-1. Going to try to help his own calls. Carrillo holding that bat behind his shoulder, white batting gloves. Pitch to him, the 0-1, low. 1 ball and 1 strike. 11-9 Smokies here in the 4th. From AT&T Field in Chattanooga. We have busload of Smokies fans here tomorrow night. And the 1-1 pitch. Inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Long look for James. And the pitch is inside, ball 2. And the 3-1 swinging strike 2. So a full count now to the pitcher, Carrillo, righty against righty, and here it comes. He fouled it down. Camp on deck for Tennessee. He'll be the 9th batter to hit this inning. 3 runs have crossed home. Tennessee and Chattanooga just beating up on each other. And the 3-2 pitch. And he bounces it over the head of the infielder's right side, base hit. Carrillo made contact. He drives home Lowry in the Smokies' 12th run, and Tennessee leads this one by a count of 12-9. He looked like a guy that hadn't swung the bat in a long time, but he made contact, and with the infield in, even though he didn't get good wood on it, he got enough to sneak it through. Unbelievable. There's Matt Camp, and there's still only 1 out. 4 runs in. Smokies by 3. Here's the pitch to Camp in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Camp ready in the 0-1. Here's a line shot, sinking quick into center field, but not quick enough. Stubbs will head into left center, and on the run he makes the catch, and Camp is out. Camp 0 for 3, did walk and steal a bag in the 3rd. 2 down for Matt Matulia, who had 2 hits in the 4th inning, or in the 3rd inning. We're in the 4th right now. 12-9 Smokies. Here's Matulia, and the pitch to him is a strike. He'll hit as a lefty against James, singled off of him in the 4th. Tennessee trying to keep it going, knowing that no lead is going to be safe tonight. And the 0-1. And he hit a fly ball in the shallow left field. Here comes Dorn, underneath of it, waiting on it, making the catch. And the sides are tired. To Tennessee again. Bats around. They send 10 to the plate here in the 4th inning. They score 4 more, and they take the lead back. We get to the bottom of the inning. It's the Smokies 12, the Lookouts 9.
Hi. Sorry to bother you again.
WNML-FM, Loud WNRX-FM, Jefferson City, the sports animal.
Runs, 13 hits, and 2 errors for the Smokies. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Chattanooga. Here's Carrillo, who's given up 3 in the 1st, 4 in the 2nd, and 2 in the 3rd. He has not looked good so far, but maybe this is the inning. He looks like a guy that's pitched scared tonight, and it is his first Southern League game. And the first pitch is low and away to Danny Dorn, ball 1. This guy's taken him deep twice, a solo home run and a 3-run shot. Dorn killing Tennessee pitching as the 1-0 pitch is swinging strike, 1-1. Dorn came into this ball game hitting .409 against Tennessee. Add to his 3 home runs 2 more, and he's at 5 home runs against the Smokies. Carrillo misses, and it's 2-1 now. But of all those home runs, only one of them had men on base. Here's the 2-1. Dorn fouls it back, and it's 2-2. He's got 4 RBIs tonight. He had 4 RBIs in his previous 5 games against the Smokies. We credit him for 11 hits and 24 at-bats. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carrillo ready. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There you go. Out number 1. You figure Carrillo, he just keeps on. He keeps on getting Tennessee offensive support. Even helped himself with an RBI hit. And then maybe eventually he says, you know what, I'm going to go out here and get these guys. And he could have still could make a pretty good night of this. 12-9, Smokies ahead. 1 down in the 4th, bottom half. And here's Gutierrez, who takes a first pitch strike. And low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. And here's the 1-1. You know, last night, Darren just popped up on the instant messenger asking about Gabby Sanchez. Well, Gabby Sanchez, apparently, they said that he wasn't called up to the big leagues. He was sick last night. Here's the 2-1. Fouled into the screen, 2-2. We surmised that we figured he was probably going to the show. But they told Buddy Bailey that he left the game because he wasn't feeling well. Now, that could be a front, too, if he was sent up. Although I didn't see anything on it today. 2 balls and 2 strikes in the pitch. Say, a strike 3. Got him, out number 2. Carrillo's saying, all right, Mick, let me show you something. And he gave up 9 runs in the first 3 innings, although 6 of those unearned, but you can still tell. I mean, even though sometimes errors contribute, it was just kind of pitching tentatively, working from behind, trying to pick the corners. He's just come right at him here in the 4th. Dennis Llewellyn probably sat next to him on the bench and said, come on, you can do this. You got to be a little more aggressive. So here's Chris Valleca, who's 1 for 2. And the first pitch to him is fouled down, strike 1. Smokies with Fox in left, Colvin in center, Deeds in right. Lansford at third, Camp at shortstop, Matuli at second, Reynolds at first, Lally catching. And the 0-1 is a strike. Nothing in 2 the count. And the 0-2. There's a pop-up. Third base side. Lansford under it. Foul territory. Angling that direction. Crosses the line. He's got it. And we got our first 1-2-3 inning tonight. So to the 5th inning we go. Smokies lead them on a count of 12-9.
The Tennessee Smokies.
New pitcher for Chattanooga as Tennessee comes to the plate with a 12-9 lead in the 5th inning. And for the Lookouts, it'll be Ruben Medina. Medina, right-hander, 5'11", 157 pounds, from Venezuela. Will come on and try to help stop the bleeding here. And James lasted just an inning and a third. And the Smokies got him for 4 runs. So here's Medina. 12 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors for Tennessee, including 2 Jake Fox home runs and 1 from Josh Lansford. And Deeds, who's 1 for 3, takes ball 1. Medina's 1-0. There's a line drive in the air towards second base, and Turner will glove it, out number 1. One up and one down. Hit hard, but making the catch. Well, a nice play there was the second baseman. Now, a bunch of changes there as Fox takes low, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Szymanski in the ball game to right field. Henry was in right, moves to left, and Dorn, who was in left, moves to first base, and Gutierrez is out of the game. Here's the 2-0. Fox takes a strike, and it's 2-1. This is Medina's Chattanooga debut. Signed as a free agent by the Reds in 2004. Was in Sarasota, where he was 2-7 with a 3.33 ERA. Fox takes a strike, and it's 2-2. 13-9. Both teams just beating up on each other. Here's the 2-2 from Medina. Fox fouls it back. This date in baseball history, back in 1952, at the approximate age of 46, Satchel Paige becomes the oldest major league pitcher in history to hurl a complete game shutout, as he beat Virgil Fire Trucks and the Tigers 1-0. Here's the 2-2. Fouls it down, and it's still 2-2. Fox fouled that one off of his instep. Fox has been up twice, no, make it 3 times. He's got 2 home runs and a single. He's 3 for 3. In that ball game, Bobby Young scored the game's only run in the 12th inning. Here's the 2-2. And Wild in the dirt, ball 3. 3-2, all the way to the backstop. The Browns hurler will extend his own record at age 46 and 75 days by throwing another scoreless complete game against the White Sox next month. Satchel Paige. I tell you, it's a timely this date in baseball history, because yesterday at Smokies Park, last night, had our tribute to the Negro Leagues. 5 former players out, and it was a smashing success. Here's the 3-2. Bouncing ball third. One big hop. Scooping it up in between is Anderson. Fox hustling up the line, and he's out by a step. So Fox is out. There's 2 gone in the 5th inning. Smokies lead them 12-9. And here's Tyler Colvin. The Smokies fans arrived at the ballpark early. They get a chance to meet the former Negro League players, and then there's a great audience last night. They had their panel discussion in the Double Play Cafe, and then they enjoyed the game from the suite, one of the suites. Pitched low, ball 1 ball and no strikes. A lot of area youth there to enjoy the night, and oh boy, it just turned out to be a huge success, as that one misses 2 balls and no strikes. Colvin up there, having tripled his last time up. He's also walked and struck out. And he lays the bat on the ball and fouls it away. 2-1. the 2-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball down the left field line, and that one will slice foul. But it turned out to be perfect. Doug Kirchhoffer joined us on the air a couple of nights ago to talk about it. Randy Leone, who's also part of the group that worked so hard to organize the event. And you hope that it's something that we do every year. Here's a high drive deep down the right field line. Szymanski with room, heading towards foul territory, but still on the warning track, a step away from that solid brick wall, will make the catch, and Colvin skies out, and the Smokies are gone. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. 4.5 innings played, Smokies 12, Lookouts 9.
It only takes 1 gallon of used motor oil to contaminate 1 million gallons of fresh water.
Three 1011. Holiday.
First pitch swinging. Valleca pops it up in the infield. Camp under it from shortstop. Still on the infield dirt with 2 hands. He'll make the catch. And there's one down. So one retired, and here's Turner to the plate. Hits for Tennessee, 12 runs, 2 errors, 9 hits, 9 runs for the Lookouts. So 12-9 the score. And Turner takes strike 1. Here's the 0-1 from Carrillo. Fouled away. Carrillo's starting to settle in now. And like I said, this could be a good experience for him. Fouls it off. It's 0-2. And a high foul. First base side and out of play. Here's the 0-2 now. Bouncing ball, one big hop for the third baseman Lansford. Takes a couple of steps back. Scott throws to first. Reynolds has it on the other end. Out number 2. Valleca popped out, and now Turner grounds out. And to the plate is Craig Tatum. Smokies leading it 12-9. And the pitch is in the dirt, ball one. What a weird game. At one point, Tennessee was down by 5. Then they scored 6 in the third to take the lead. And got 4 more in the fourth. Here's Carrillo's 1-0. Fouled it down. Strike 2. And for him, Valleca, just a bad start. Probably nervous. Had a tough time throwing strikes, was picking, and when he would throw a strike, they were killing it. Now he's working ahead. Although he threw that one to the backstop, and it's 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. Foul away. Lookouts at one point were up 7-2. This is the largest lead that the Smokies have had. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the pitch. There's a fly ball, deep right field. Deeds back, angling in front of the warning track, and he's got it, and the side's retired. So Tatum flies out, and that'll do it. For a second consecutive inning, the Smokies retire the side in order. We head to the 6th, AT&T Field. Smokies 12, Lookouts 9.
As a baseball fan, I sure do love both peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
On the sports animal.
Well, it's 12-9 Smokies. We're in the 6th inning. 12 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors for Tennessee. 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Lookouts. Kyle Reynolds to start things off against Medina. And Blake Lally and then Josh Lansford. First pitch, ball 1. Reynolds has had a good offensive game today. He doubled home 1, walked and scored, and then singled and scored. Also has knocked home 2, and he swings and misses, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch, high and away. Southern League scoreboard. Here's the 2-1. Fouled back. Carolina, who leads the Smokies by 5 games, pounding Mobile tonight, 11-8. They're in the 8th inning. Jacksonville in the 4th, leading Mississippi 3-1. Huntsville 2, West 10-0 in the 5th. And Birmingham and Montgomery tied at 2. Here's a broken bat, hot roller, foul first base side, and the head of the bat all the way out towards first base. Reynolds has the handle, and he'll walk back to the dugout and grab a new stick. Every run is going to be so important tonight. 12-9 to score. Here's the 2-2. And that one's foul. First base side. The lefty fights to stay in there. Two balls and two strikes. And again the 2-2. And a fly ball. Third base side. It'll get into the stands over that beer garden. And the count remains at 2-2. Prince Fielder apologized for pushing his teammate Manny Parra in the dugout the other day. I'm sure most of you have seen that by now. Here's the 2-2 inside ball 3. He said that he needs to do a better job handling his frustration and his emotions. And skipper Ned Yost said that he wasn't worried about the issue. I'll tell you what, though, if I was Parr, I'd be worried about it. And the 3-2. Fouled right back over the screen and towards us. Count remains 3-2. And the pitch fouled away again. The count remains at 3-2. 12-9 Smokies. You know, what Fielder was upset about, Parra was taken out of the game. He was frustrated, and he was kind of just maybe just had slammed a couple of things down and was going to head back into the clubhouse as the 3-2 pitch is called strike 3 and Reynolds is out. So one down here in the 6th, 12-9. But he saw Parra, and he thought that Parra should have stayed in the dugout and supported his teammates. First pitch fouled into the crowd, 0-1. 12-9 score. Smokies ahead here in the 6th. But that still doesn't give you the right to go over and grab somebody and start throwing them down. Here's the 0-1. And a ball. And they're just going to try to work through it there. They have to. And the Brewers, they got swept by the Cubs, and it's really been an emotional turnabout. Here's a high fly, right field and deep. Szymanski back towards the warning track, and with room, he'll make the catch. Lally just missed. And for Lally, the first time tonight that he's been retired, after going 2 for 2 with a walk and 2 RBIs. To 9, and with 2 outs, here's Lansford, who's got a 3-run homer and an RBI ground out. He's driven in 4. There's a bouncing ball, deep and short. Blake has got it. He'll have enough arm to throw out Lansford, and Smokies are gone in order for a second consecutive inning. 5.5 innings in the book. Tennessee still ahead. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning in Chattanooga. Smokies 12, Lookouts 9.
Problems need solutions. That's where natural
Hey, I'm Kyle Reynolds, and you're listening to Smokies Baseball on the Sports Animal.
Sunshaw's call to the bullpen, bottom of the sixth inning, and Ed Camposano will take over for Carrillo. Carrillo turned in a pretty good final 2 innings after being beat up on through the first 3. And so congratulations to him. I knew he was out. He was walking with the trainer towards the clubhouse. He'll ice down after going 5 innings. And, you know, you like to see that. I mean, even though it wasn't a great night for him, he gave up 9 runs, although 3 of those were earned. He still was hit hard. He gave up a total of 9 hits. And 2 home runs, both to Danny Dorn. He was able to relax and make a positive out of what could have been a negative. So good for him. The new pitcher is Camposano. Smokies ahead 12-9 here in the bottom of the 6th. And Anderson squares the bunt, bunts it into the screen. Strike 1. It'll be Anderson, the pitcher spot, or the 9th spot, which is Szymanski now. It's hard to keep up with all these changes. And then back to the top of the order to Henry as Camposano finds the strike zone, and it's 0-2. More on Big Ed. He's 6'4", 175 pounds, from San Pedro de Marcos, Dominican Republic. Didn't pitch last year. He was originally with the Cubs organization, and then the Tigers took him in the Rule 5 draft, and the Cubs have him back and trying to work him back into shape. That one's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Camposano this year, 1-3 with a 6 ERA, 27 appearances. That's including tonight. He's got 36 innings under his belt, 32 hits and 24 runs with 26 walks and 30 strikeouts. 1-2 pitch, swinging, strike 3, and Anderson's out. So Anderson retired, and here's Szymanski for the first time. He's got a .229 average with 7 home runs and 30 RBIs. B.J. Szymanski up. Haven't seen him yet. And he sends a high drive a mile in the left center field. Back going Colvin at the warning track, over at the wall, and it's gone. And Chattanooga back on the board again, and it's 12-10 now. 2-run lead for the Smokies. Third home run tonight. There's Sean Henry, who's got 2 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI, and he bunts it out in front of the plate. Camposano's got it, spins, throws, and it got him at first. What a play. You know, when you're a lefty and you got to come over and field that ball, it was rolled slowly up towards second base, but in that grass between the mound and first base, I mean, you pick it up and you got your momentum going that way, but you reach down and your back's facing first. And you have to turn around, so you have to spin real quick. Well, they throw out Henry, and there's 2 outs. 1-3 on the out. Here's Drew Stubbs, 2 for 3 tonight. He'll hurry his throw and throw him out. So Stubbs is retired, and so is Chattanooga. They get a run on 1 hit, no errors, and none left on base. So we head through the bottom of the 6th to the 7th. When we come back, it'll be 9-1-2 for the Smokies. Pinch hitter, or maybe Camposano hitting for himself, Camp and Matulia. Anyway, it's the Smokies 12, the Lookouts 10.
There is a place in the Smoky Mountains that...
Tennessee leading it in the 7th, but it's been a wild game. They could always use some more. So here's Camposano. And the first pitch from Medina is a... Camposano to the plate, 12-10. Tennessee leading it in the 7th, but it's been a wild game. They could always use some more. So here's Camposano. And the first pitch from Medina is a strike. I don't see a lot of pitchers hitting, as the 0-1 is a swinging strike. And it's 0-2. They just don't get a chance to bat. Here's the 0-2 swinging strike 3. Camposano came up 0 for 1. He's 0 for 2. Quick work Medina made of him. And Tennessee has had their last 10 batters retired. Here's Matt Camp. Here's Camp. Lefty fouls off the pitch. 0-1. 12-10 to score. Grounded out, flew out, and lined out. Also walked. Here's the 0-1. Bunts it. Oh, what a beauty. They'll never get him. They might as well just let it go, and that's what Anderson's going to do. It stopped rolling before Anderson even picked it up from third base. It almost looked like one of those Tiger Wood putts where he's just got to get the ball to a certain spot and it's going to drop into the hole. And Camp has a bunch single with 1 out in the 7th. Perfect. Even with Anderson thinking that he might do it and having a couple of steps on him in front of the bag, he still laid it down perfectly. Here's Matt Camp. At first base with the lead. He's already swiped the bag today, and they'll throw to first. And back to the bag goes the runner. Smokies lead by 2 in the 7th, 12-10. All the runs scored early for the Smokies. And the pitch is high, ball 1. Matulia today has 2 hits and 4 at-bats. And the 1-0, and Camp draws a throw. Matulia, 5'11", 195 pounds. Born in Charleston, South Carolina. Lives in Florida. Eustis. 1 ball and no strikes. While he was in high school, played football, was a member of the golf team. But football only lasted for 1 season. Here's the 1-0. There's a line shot. That one deep to left. Way on the run goes Henry into the corner, and it's going to be foul. We lost track of it down the line where the stands go all the way to about 3 feet from the chalk. And it hits foul, and the count's 1-1. So Matulia will dig back to the plate. Tennessee up by 2. Matulia, though, despite the football and the golf, has always loved baseball. And he said that his golf team was made up of the baseball players. And they played just to have fun in their first strike. A ball and 2 strikes. You go play baseball, you play that one intense, and then you play golf to have a good time, to get out there. 1 ball and 2 strikes in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Matuli is out. Smoky's ahead 12-10, and here comes Doug Deeds, who's 1 for 4. Now, big news tonight. It was breaking right around the time that we were going on the air, as the first pitch from Medina to Deeds is strike 1. And that's that former Toledo basketball player, a guy by the name of Sam, and I'm not exactly sure how he pronounces his name. Pitch fouled off, and it's 0-2. Vilgus, Sam Vilgus, I'm guessing that's how he pronounces it. But anyway, he was on the Toledo basketball team in 2005, the 04-05 and 05-06 seasons. He's been charged today in U.S. District Court for point shaving. There goes Camp to second base. The throw's late. He's safe. And Camp has his second steal tonight. And so he leads the team, and for Camp, what is that for him? Number 19. But Vilgus is charged with conspiracy to influence sports contests, bribery, and receiving money and gifts for fixing games. Here's a high drive. Deep right field. Szymanski's going to watch it fly. Going, gone! A 2-run shot. And Deeds hits it over towards the Lookouts train track. And the Smokies will give themselves a little more breathing room here in the 7th inning. For Deeds, it's his 10th home run. RBIs 49 and 50. Smokies 14, Lookouts 10. What do you say? Let's kind of hush this crowd a bit. Here's Jake Fox, who's got 2 home runs tonight, and his ball 1. And it's a real shame when you see these guys cheating on games, or point shaving is when you don't necessarily influence the outcome as far as who wins or loses. As the pitch is taken low ball 2, but if your team's ahead by a certain amount of points, you try to allow the other team to score so that you beat the spread. 2 balls and a strike to count after the big swing. Here's the 2-1 to Fox. There's a line shot towards left field. Will it get up to get out? Nope. It's going to hit off the base of the wall and then kick by Henry in left field. He'll pick it up after stumbling for a second. And in the second base is Jake Fox. He's got 2 home runs, a single, an out, and now a double. It's 14-10 Tennessee. And here comes Mike Goff out from the Chattanooga dugout. And he's going to make another pitching change in a 185 pounds from the Dominican Republic. He was 7-3 with a 2.45 ERA, 12 saves last year in Daytona. Geronimo this year 1-0. This is his 7th appearance. No earned runs allowed yet. An inning and a third, 9 1/3 innings. He's given up just 2 hits, 4 walks, and 15 strikeouts. Henry out of the ball game. Drew Anderson goes from third base to left field. And Eric Iman who was on the bench, takes over for Anderson at third as Colvin's at the plate. And he takes ball one. Man at second, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Smokies ahead 14-10, and the pitch is high. But on the corner of the plate, apparently, for a strike, 1-1. Colvin backed out of the way. A 1-1 strike. And the pitch way outside for a ball. 2-1. 14 runs, 16 hits, and 2 errors for the Smokies. 10 runs and 10 hits for Chattanooga. Every run counts. I mean, even at the point that Tennessee was down 7-2, you could tell, and I said, hey, look, you know, this one's true to form. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Colvin, high ball 3. Now that goes both ways. You know, you get the big lead, and you know that it might not necessarily last that long either. There's a little floater out towards left field. Get down baseball. Yeah, it's a hit. Here comes Fox. He's going to try to score. And he comes on in. 15-10 Tennessee. Colvin punches it the other way. And an RBI single for Colvin. There's an email if you want to send us an email. SmokiesOnRadio@yahoo.com. Ed Cherry says, who has more first downs? I'll tell you what, it does feel like a football game. Pitch in there. Kyle Reynolds. Tennessee with 3 more here in the 7th. And high for a ball. Well, I know that you're wondering now what happened with Nate. He was hitting the head with a pitch last night. And then I heard after he stayed in the game, he was in the dugout, and apparently he threw up at some point, and they said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and get you out of here as Geronimo deals a strike, and it's 1-2. But he looked all right today. I mean, I just think you rest him and take it easy. Anytime you have any kind of head injury, as the pitch is a strike 3 and it's in the dirt, they'll throw him out. You just want to be careful. I mean, there's no use in risking anything. And he might miss a couple more games before they put him back out there. I don't know. He could come out tonight. Who knows? Smokies are out. They add 3 to the lead. And they lead this one as we head through stretch time, 15-10 over Chattanooga.
Pioneer Radio and Sport.
Thanks, Darren. 15 runs, 17 hits, and 2 errors for the Smokies. 10 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Lookouts. And Chattanooga back to the plate to face Ed Camposano. Here's Danny Dorn. He'll be followed by Gutierrez and Valleca. Pitch is up and in, and it's 1 ball, now 2 balls and no strikes. Dorn had a spin out of the way. Here's the 2-0 from Camposano, and it's a low ball 3. Well, you know, all the problems that Tennessee's had tonight, walks haven't been one of them. They have not walked the batter. Committed 2 errors. Three balls and no strikes. And the pitch. There's strike. 3-1. And the 3-1 now. There's a little floater out towards left field. Long run, Camp not going to get it. Might have broke his bat. It was off the handle, and it was able to float over the infield and drop in front of the outfield. One man down. Here's Eric Iman for the first time today. Infield will try to get a double play. Camposano ready. And the pitch. And a strike. Camposano ready in the 0-1. There's a double play ball to short. Camp's got it to second for one. Matolia back to first. It was a one-hopper. And again, not picked by Reynolds. And they get the out at second base. And he hasn't seen a whole lot of duty over at first base, Reynolds, and he's looked rusty tonight, to be quite honest. Although the throw not perfect, one that you got to be able to pick out. They get the lead out. And to the plate now, Valleca. So not an error there, but definitely a play that an out that Tennessee missed getting. And here's the pitch to Valleca, swinging strike one. 0-1 the count. They lead it 15-10 here in the bottom of the seventh. Smokies fell behind 7-2. Scored 6 times in the third inning to take the lead, including a 2-run RBI single from Blake Lally that inning, and then Josh Lansford a 3-run homer. Fox has gone deep twice tonight. Dorn for Chattanooga has 2 home runs. Zemansky has a solo shot. Doug Dietz has a 2-run homer. Camposano misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been a back-and-forth game, but then when the Smokies scored 4 times in the fourth, they've led ever since. Even the pitcher, Carrillo, had an RBI single tonight. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The 1-2 to count. And he'll pick the ball up and look the runner back to first. 1-2 the count. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low. Two and two. This is game 1 of a 5-game series. I hope they all aren't like this. And the 2-2. Ground ball to third. This time fielded by Lansford. The second for 1, and again back to first, except this time Reynolds made a great play. He dove down to take a throw that was wide of first and was able to hold on to the bag. That was a great job. A little redemption for the missed pick. Go ahead and put a check in Reynolds' column, and the Smokies will double up Chattanooga here in the 7th. We head to the 8th, the business end of this contest. Tennessee 15, Chattanooga 10.
Fire and water emergency cleanup and restoration. Whatever the disaster in your home or business, serve.
Runs, 11 hits, no errors for Chattanooga. Here comes Tennessee back to the plate again. And for the Smokies, it'll be Blake Lally. And he bounces the ball to second base. Turner's got it. Over to Dorn, out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down here in the 8th inning. 15 runs, 17 hits. Boy, it's been just a real slugfest today. 10 runs, 11 hits for the Lookouts. And to the plate, Josh Lansford. He's got a 3-run homer and an RBI ground out today. First pitch taken for ball 1 to Lansford. Giants squiver towards second base, fielded by Turner, throws him out. 2 down in the 8th inning, 15-10 Smokies. And here's Ed Camposano, who's 0 for 1. No strikes out. Smokies retired in order. It's Tennessee 15, Chattanooga 10.
When was the last time your communications provider hit a grand slam, bringing a suite of IP, voice, data, and equipment options to the plate?
Here's Turner up for Chattanooga. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tennessee's outslugged Chattanooga 15-10 in a wild game. Chattanooga took advantage of Smokey's errors, and for them, 6 of the 10 runs are unearned. Tennessee's just pounded the baseball. Jake Fox with a couple of home runs. Lansford and Deeds with long balls. Danny Dorn has 2 round trippers for the Lookouts. B.J. Szymanski with 1. Here's Turner 1 for 3, and Camposano's pitch is fouled away, and it's 0-2. And for the Smokies, they've just continued to score. 17 hits. Teams have combined for 25 runs tonight. Oh, 2 the count. And Turner backs out of the box. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he fouled it back. Count stays at 0-2. Got some great emails here. Here's one from Phil. He says, let's hope the Smokies produce runs and win tomorrow night like they have so far tonight, since we'll be coming down on the annual bus trip to see him play. You're right. And that was low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, let's hope that, and let's hope that they play a little bit better defensively. And the start wasn't great by Carrera, but he hung in there. I mean, get that, and then there's a high foul and out of play. (15-10). But I'll tell you, you look at the downside of things. The pitching wasn't great early, the defense wasn't great, but the offense has been phenomenal. And low. Turner wants to get on base, and for Campusano, he wants to keep him off the bags. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball deep in the hole. Fielded Camp to his feet. Throws to first. One hop, not scooped again. Skipped right by the first baseman Reynolds. The throw to second base hits the runner in the back of the head and then hits in the dirt. Reynolds frustrated with himself. He took his hand and just kind of pounded his side. He's had some tough balls. He's got to scoop out at first base, and he hasn't gotten many of them tonight. It would have been an excellent play. It'll be another error on the shortstop. And they'll probably give him an infield single. I think that's what it is, and then an error. But your Camp, you're just trying to get rid of the ball. You don't have enough time on that play deep in the hole like that. There's a high fly, left field, gone. He put that one on the old Jotty Bridge. Craig Tatum absolutely destroyed the baseball over the scoreboard and towards 27, and that ball's bouncing down the road right now. It's 15-12, Tennessee. And you wonder now if the Smokies bullpen is going to get active. Tell you what, this one's not over yet, folks. Here's an email from Doc McGraw. He says, you haven't said that Jake lacks a triple to hit the cycle tonight. And he's got 2 home runs, a double, and a single. You're exactly right. I'd love to see Jake get a triple, too. That'd be fun. Here's Anderson, and Campusano misses high, ball 1. So now things getting interesting for Tennessee. Nobody up in the bullpen. Pitch foul away, and it's 1-1. They lead by 3, and just the way that things have gone tonight, you'd love to see them just get some outs and close this thing out. There's still nobody down in the 8th. Here's the 1-1. High and away, ball 2, and it just looks like Campusano right now is struggling. He's having a tough time, like he's just about to hit a wall. Here's the 2-1. There's a bouncing ball up the middle. Diving stop, Matulia from his knees. He'll never get him. Safe at first. Need a little more mustard on that one. It'll be an infield hit for Anderson. And Chattanooga's starting to put pressure on the Smokies. You keep looking out to that bullpen. Out beyond the left field wall and seeing when somebody's going to jump up and start throwing. And if they have anybody to throw. Here's B.J. Szymanski. He crushed a home run his last time up. Tennessee needs a double play here. They got one last inning. 2 runs in. And now somebody is loosening up. Pitch to Szymanski's a check swing strike. He went around. Garcia is starting to throw for the Smokies. I want to say hey to Jessica and Mark Holloman listening on the radio tonight in their hospital room. Jessica in the hospital last night. Another check swing. I think he held up that time. And it's 1-1. And good to know that she's feeling better. Hopefully she'll be back on her feet tomorrow. Mark will be here to start the final game of the series. 15-12 now in the bottom of the 8th. Szymanski is ready in the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Boy, he tried to hit the ball out of the park that time. Ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Fouled down. And I beg your pardon, I think at a second look, it's not Garcia, it's big Jose Seda throwing in the bullpen. You know, the big right-handed closer is the one that's loosening up. One-two. Bounces it to the plate. No chance for Lally. Runner to second base. Big turn there. And that's where Anderson will stop. And no more double play in order. Wild pitch for Tennessee. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2. Reached for and foul away. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Grounded to third. Nice stop there by Lansford. That was a bullet. And then the throw to first is low, but he got it to Reynolds in the air, and he was able to catch it. And there's your first out. Well, he holds the runner. It would have been a double play ball, and that's it for Camposano. Here comes Buddy Bailey. He's going to make the SunTrust call. Here's Michael DeJesus. He'll pinch hit for Chattanooga. Out of the pen comes Ed Camposano. Runner at second base. 15-12. Smokies ahead. 2 runs in, 1 out here in the 8th. Bottom half. Michael DeJesus to the plate. And here's the pitch from Seda. And it's low, ball 1. Seda 6'4", 275. The right-hander is 21 years old from Santo Domingo as he deals a strike and is 1-1. 94 with the fastball. Seda this year is Tennessee's closer. Well, since he's arrived to the team, 1-1 record, a 2.42 ERA. This is his 16th appearance. 7 for 8 in save chances. 22 in the third innings. He's given up 18 hits and 6 earned runs. 9 walks and 29 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1. That one's lined foul and out of play. The 1-2. One-two pitch on the way and fouled back. Let's take a look at DeJesus. He's batting .279. He's got a home run and 14 RBIs. So lefty at the plate, righty on the mound. Smokey's trying to limit the damage as the Lookouts have scored twice here in the bottom of the 8th. And the 1-2. Missed low. Took something off of that one. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Bouncing ball over Seda towards second base. Backhand Matolia, throw to first, and another missed pick. This one bounced off the glove of Reynolds. And since it got away from him, not only is everybody safe, but the runner scores from third. It'll be a hit and then another error. This one will be on second base. The throws haven't been great, but everything just keeps getting by Reynolds. I mean, I guess it's a two-way street. That's why playing first base is so tough. Because, you know, you don't always get a good throw, but you got to knock it down. No RBI there. And Tennessee leads by 2. And here's Drew Stubbs, who could tie the game with one swing. And at the same time, I mean, you know a guy's struggling in an area. You're an infielder, you know, get the ball there in the air. Here's the 1-0. And inside, ball 2. Poorly played game, though, to say the least. And somehow Tennessee's ahead. It's just because the offense has been explosive. Here's the 2-0 to Stubbs. And a strike. Stubbs singled in the first and scored. Had an RBI single in the second and scored. Struck out in the fourth, grounded out in the sixth. 2-1 the count. Pitch on the way. Low ball 3. It's 3-1. Still only 1 out. And you start to get back into the meat of the lineup with Dorn on deck, who's hit 2 home runs. Here's the 3-1 and low ball 4. Here's Dorn. He's driven in 4. He's hit 2 home runs. Bottom of the 8th inning. Smokey's on the doorstep of handing this one right back over. Infield needs a double play. Chattanooga, though, with the go-ahead run at the plate again. Seda delivers. And he missed outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Could he hit a third home run today? I'm sure Buddy Bailey hopes not. And the 1-0. There's a strike. 1-1. Outfield playing a little bit deep. Infield looking for a double play. Big hole on the right side with Matulia a couple of steps up the middle. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball, could be two. Let's see. Matulia to short for one. Camp back to first. Perfect belt high throw. A double play. 4-6-3. Inning over. 3 more runs for Chattanooga. They take advantage of more sloppy defense. Tennessee committed 2 errors, and they strand a runner on base to the 9th inning. Smokies 15, Lookouts 13.
Once again, the Tennessee Smokies are spot.
$15 runs, 17 hits, 4 errors for the Smokies. 13 runs, 15 hits, and no errors for Chattanooga. And for Tennessee, they need some more runs. Here's Matt Camp. Just the way that this thing is gone, get as many as you can and get on out of here. Here's a bouncing ball, diving stop, first base. Oh, he dropped it, picked it up, and still shoveled it forward. But Dorn won't get the speedy Camp. It'll probably be an error. And it is. First of the night for Chattanooga. He was trying to get it out of his glove, and he just dropped it. And then he picked it up and underhanded it because he didn't have enough time to pick it up and throw it overhand style. Runner at first base. Squaring the bunt is Matulia. First pitch in there for a strike. Two-run Smokies advantage. Here's the 0-1. And Matulia takes low. He had both of his hits in the 3rd inning. Was able to get a single as a righty and a lefty. Runner off the bag. Camp's already stolen twice in this game, numbers 18 and 19. Here's the pitch. And a strike, and it's 1-2. You wonder if he'll go for 3. Nobody's stolen 3 in a game for Tennessee this year. teams have combined for 28 points. It is a lot like a football game. And off the plate. The 2-2. Anderson's in left. Stubbs in center. Szymanski in right. Hyman at third. Valleca at shortstop. Turner at second. Dorn at first. And Tatum catching. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 3. It's 3-2. Full count now. And a little check swing ground ball, left side. He found a hole for it, base hit. I don't know how, but I don't even think he ever finished swinging the bat fully. Matulia just poked that ball. It was almost like he guided it. So an error and a single. And there's runners at first and second base. And here's Doug Deeds. Smokies with a 15-13 lead. And the pitch to Deeds, who's already hit a 3-run homer in this game and singled. There's a big cut and a miss, 0-1. Tennessee, they're ahead by 2. It's 15-13. The way that this thing's gone, add some more runs. Until the last out is recorded, this one's going to be in question. Here's the 0-1. Fouled out. And then you say, well, how? I mean, you know, you got 2 runs, you go into 9. It's just one of those games, I'm telling you. It's just one of those games. When the last out's recorded, I'll believe that the Smokies have won. There's some nights you got a 1-0 lead and you know it's going to hold up. Some nights you get 4 or 5 runs and you know it's more than enough. You got it. Tonight's just not one of those. Tennessee was down 7-2, and I still felt like that they were in good shape. But they scored 6 times in the third. At that point, here's the 0-2. There's a high fly, deep left field. Anderson on the run. Will he get to it? It's back. It's over. It's headed off the wall. Here comes one to the plate. Little insurance. They're going to hold Camp. Or Camp's going to come home. They'll hold Matulia hot behind him at third base, and Doug Deeds has a double. Nothing in 2. There you go. It's 16-13, and here's Jake Fox, and the infield's in. He's a triple away from the cycle. First pitch outside, ball 1. And swing and a miss for a strike. Fox has 19 home runs, 4 hits and 5 at-bats today. And he's trying to hit it to the moon. And when you got the infield in like this, I mean, I don't blame you. Here's the 1-1. High for a ball. If you're a guy like Fox, I mean, even if you miss it, you get it in the air, and most likely you're going to get the guy in. Unless you popped it straight up or line it right at somebody. Here's the 2-1. And he sends a foul ball out of play, 2-2. Base hit here, you go back up by, 5? And feel a lot better. Home run here, and Jake's got 3 today. Here's the 2-2. There's a line drive in the left field. Anderson comes in, makes the catch. Here comes Matulia. The throw to the plate's a good one, but it's offline, and he'll score. Jeez, oh, Pete, that throw from left field was a good throw. I mean, got a lot on it. He's an infielder. And